Planning Board meeting, March 25th, 2021. David Morrisette finds out that citizens do not have any ability to provide relevant input regarding a zoning change from residential to industrial. Likewise, it appears the Planning Board members are not permitted to consider any quality of life issues prior to the making of their decision. It is my opinion, although not legally, these quality of life issues are directly related to the zoning change.
I have Mr. Morrisette.
Hello, David Morrisette, 5 Fairview Heights, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. And thank you, Chairman Duffy, for letting me speak. In the plan for the warehouse that you're looking to put there in the light industrial zone, would this be a 24-hour day operation?
So, Mr. Duffy, if you don't mind me just commenting.
No, go right ahead.
1 second. Every member of the public has every right to comment and say what they would like to right now at the present time. But I just want to remind people that it's so far the comments are really issues that, as Mr. Schreck said, are issues that are going to be relevant when a site plan is submitted. Right now, the board was asked by the town council to determine if the changes to the riverfront redevelopment zoning are consistent with the town's overall master plan and consistent with its riverfront redevelopment plan. And that's all they're asked to do. Ms. Knowles is of the opinion, on behalf of the board, that they are consistent, but she would also make some recommendations on things. We will then report to the town whether the board believes that the changes are consistent, and then it's up to the town to decide whether they accept the report and what they're going to do with it. And as Mr. Schreck said, if an application is ultimately made, they will come before the board and the public will have plenty of time to comment on the specifics. There is no application before the board now. So again, Mr. Chairman, I don't want to cut anybody's right to speak off, but I want to remind people that a lot of the things that they're asking now, they certainly can and should ask if and when an application is brought forward. We have a very limited role today. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I ask?
Go ahead, David.
Attorney Wilhelm. So the answer to the question about whether the operation would be a 24-hour day operation, you're only looking at the variance on the changing it from residential to light industrial, and the fact that it might be a 24-hour day operation wouldn't affect the quality of life and the master plan of making this a riverfront destination for people to come and visit. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. I'm simply saying that the board has limited jurisdiction and limited authority, and we were asked 2 specific questions by the town council. And those questions are whether changes in districts 3 and 5 of the riverfront redevelopment plan should allow industrial uses, and whether those changes would be consistent with the master plan. That's all we're asked. There is
Sure.
no application. So traffic, whatever, that's all hypothetical. There's nothing before the board substantively in that regard. That's all I'm saying.
So it could theoretically be 24 hours a day. We don't know. You can't answer that. And okay. So I believe there's and you can't, I can't get an answer to there's 382 parking spaces, I believe, allocated.
No,
And
because
no?
again, we don't have any application in front of us. We're
Okay.
just dealing with a report on whether this meets the master plan, and passing a recommendation on to council.
I understand, Chairman Duffy. And so that also means that a question about the number of trucks that will be coming in and out every day, that's irrelevant too, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you. It's a good thing you're there. You keep me online.
I try.
So a question about, is the planning board aware that council has requested a meeting with New Jersey Green Acres to discuss selling Delaware River Park to the developer? That wouldn't be relevant either, I assume.
No,
Okay,
because that's a council issue. It's not a planning board issue.
okay. I guess it also wouldn't be relevant that it's confusing that the developer is having trouble selling properties or doing the development and selling down there, because the developer's been extremely successful and has done some really nice construction along Route 22, selling luxury, built some beautiful luxury apartments there. That's the fact that
You're
seems
going
to
back
contradict.
to, you're going back to the plan from 2000 and I believe 5 for the 400 and some apartments and condos on the property.
That we also looked at again, correct?
Yes,
While you were on.
Yeah, it really has nothing to do with it because they have not been able to get off the ground. The plan that had been approved for that area timed out. It was up more than 10 years.
Right.
So that plan is timed out.
So it's also irrelevant to mention the fact that when Chairman, I believe you were on the board at that point in time, the developer made the argument that there is absolutely nothing else that makes sense down there in that spot, because the residents that were going to be in those townhomes and apartments was going to be the catalyst and the salvation for the downtown, because they would be shopping downtown, and now we won't have those people if a warehouse goes in there. So that's irrelevant too, sir?
Mr. Duffy, I would just suggest that we not answer any of these questions because these are hypothetical questions right now. Again, we have the board has limited statutory authority. If we're given one task, the questions that you asked Mr. Morrisette on a hypothetical application can be asked if and when a site plan comes before us. And all of your questions can also be asked at a town council meeting when they're discussing the amendments. They've simply asked us whether we recommend the amendments or whether the amendments would be consistent with the master plan and the riverfront redevelopment plan. And then the town council is going to do with it whatever they wish. So you're going to have plenty of opportunity to speak about specifics when a specific application is brought before you. But I would recommend, Mr. Chairman, that the board not comment on any hypotheticals. It would be unfair to Mr. Morrisette and any potential developer and to the board members.
Yeah, understood, Attorney Wilhelm. Very well put. I was just trying to get some clarification if my questions were valid or not. The question about having a heritage trail going right by a huge warehouse, that would possibly be a clear turnoff to folks walking the trail. What are your thoughts on that? That's another irrelevant question, I assume, sir.
Yeah, it's a hypothetical.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your expertise in letting me know what questions I can ask. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.